Am I dreaming? No, I'm living in my dream.
Jericho was initially started at the High Ridge Teachers Park. Then in 1967, because the school started in 1965. In 1967, the buildings behind me were constructed by the Israeli government, and they were given to the government of Kenya. So they called it Ofafa, Jericho. You hear Jericho Estate has a number. It has Israeli names. Jerusalem, they were the ones who were constructing these estates around. So when they left, this was a former construction site, and that's how they constructed a school in their construction site, and they labeled it the habitable Eden.
Jericho High School. I was a former student leader and the chair of drama club. Some of the fond experiences that I had in Jericho, there are a lot, but I'll go to the main ones which have been impactful in my life. Personally, it's the relation, the human relation between teachers, students, and the students hand in hand. And also when you sit down with your peer, your colleague, and speak, you are able to assess and see how when you associate with each other. That has helped immensely, especially in my line of work. You have to speak, you have to be audible, you must be able to relate with people, and that one was some really I experienced it visually. And another thing was when I was selected as a student leader since Form 1, lakini kulikuwa na hiccups kidogo, wananitoa, wananirudisha. You are wondering what do they want, but it was a good one. It was a reminder that in life nothing stays permanent. Na hiyo pia ndo nimeibeba leo. And in order for also men, boys, in this infrastructure whereby they're trying to build boys to men, so they can be very prominent people in society and help push it because they're the spearheads. So that one has assisted mostly to do anyway. In order for us to grow, in order for us to understand some things, we need to pass through setbacks, some challenges. This was all able to grow. And being a student leader, being able to associate with different kinds of people, that one is something that I was able to experience well in Jericho.
I'm Hugo Deden, Deputy Principal of Jericho. I teach mathematics. The discipline, that's our tradition. Then spiritual growth, then academics, and also non-academics. And that one, non-academics, you are top. Where soccer was overtaken by rugby, now you are top in Nairobi County.
to see Ofafa Jericho shining internationally, not just here in Nairobi, because we have seen ourselves being known in Kenya. People know us now through rugby. We have been known through football. I also want us to be known internationally, to be a school that produces international players. And partly we have seen that, but I want it to come into full blown, because in the past we have one or two in the international arena, but that has not blossomed completely. So we would want that to come out clearly. And then apart from that, we would have liked to see an Ofafa Jericho that is performing academically at the top. So if I can manage to see that, I think I will be having a nice time out there, because this is a school I loved when I was a student. I used to study at Upper Hill there, up Mlimani, when the library was very close. We could go there in the library those days. But when I was schooling in Eldoret, I was in Moi, I was aiming to come to Nairobi. And practically, I was choosing Ofafa Jericho is my first choice, Upper Hill my second choice, and WAT my third choice. So I was telling whoever posts to make sure that he takes me to my first choice before the others, if I can't get. So when I got Jericho, I don't think somebody can post me anywhere else. I get comfortable, because I felt that I am in the right place.
Nani ana swali kuhusiana na kipindi cha leo? Najua tumeanza Kiswahili tukaingia rahisi wakati tulini tumeleka.
My name is Okare Vincent, and I'm a teacher of English here at Ofafa Jericho High School. I've taught at Ofafa Jericho High School for the last 7 years, and what inspired me to become a teacher or to start teaching is because I've always had a passion of impacting positively the lives of young people. Yeah, so that is why I started my career as a teacher here at Ofafa Jericho High School. Yeah. Well, when students join this school, they are always inducted into the Ofafa Jericho way. And it is always our hope that they are able to fit into the school culture. But then as teachers, we also understand that the students that we have are actually different. These are students who are exposed to technology, the internet, and most of the time, you need actually to come down and meet them at there. So as teachers, what we try to do is, if I may say, speak the language of the youth, so that the students feel as if you identify with their own, with their concerns and their trends, and that then has been able to marry the school culture to contemporary life, if I may call it that.
I've really trying to uphold that one, the history, using the skill I've learned from my mentor, to know how to deal with the different categories of students, and that one has really helping me, and I'm on top on that one.
So I'll tell them, first of all, talk to each other. Number two, Okay, this one should be number one. That one should be number two. This should be go first. The third one is to respect their teachers. There is this thing a human being can do in the world is listen to instruction. Respect your teachers, respect everyone. At the end of the day, you'll be giving it. Respect is not given to whom has not earned it.
I am Anthony Du, Kegu, Chief Principal of Jericho High School, and I am also teacher by profession, teacher of history, and CRI. Besides that, I'm also secretary, BOM, and PA at Ofafa Jericho High School. Okay, I've been at Ofafa Jericho High School as a principal for the last 1.5 years. I joined this school last year, 2023, on that 1st January. That is 2023. And what attracted me to this position, of course, I started as a teacher. That is way back. And then I have gone through several promotions from an ordinary teacher to a head of department, from a head of department to a deputy principal for 3 years. And then besides that, in the year 2002, I was promoted to the position of a principal. So this is a job I have done for the last 22 years to date. And I think Ofafa Jericho High School is my 5th school as a principal, where I started at Kejuni Secondary School in the year 2002 to 2010, then moved to St. Peter's Kadara Boys from 2011 to 2018, and then to Miwani Boys High School, Kitui County, from 2018 to 2023, and now at Ofafa Jericho High School, for the people that God allowed me to serve this institution. But I can say that what attracted me to this position, it is because I can say that I started longing to become a teacher. Even in my choice for university courses, all the 4 choices that were given, I chose and selected Bachelor of Education, and that is what I was able to attain. So I can say that I was not for any other profession other than being a teacher. And being a teacher, you don't have to stagnate there being a teacher. You're young to get to the highest level that one can be, and that of the chief principal by young. I think that is the final stage. Of course, Ofafa Jericho has a very rich history. And the very rich history, of course, dates back to the 1960s. Of course, I think records has it that Ofafa Jericho started in 1965 as a very, very small school, somewhere in Parklands, a very, very small institution, actually highly Parklands, that is in Nairobi County. And then later on, it developed, and there was a time Ofafa Jericho and Buruburu girls, they share a history. Buruburu girls had girls and boys at the same time. And then Ofafa Jericho the same. So the stakeholders agreed that Buruburu girls be left with only girls, and Ofafa Jericho to have only boys. A tradition, and that has continued up to date. And the other good thing with the tradition of this school is the support that we also get from the community, taking into consideration that it is within Eastlands, being popular as it is able to cater for the boy child. You can also allow me possibly to give a brief history about this school concerning those who have also served previously as principals of this school. And they did not let this school down, and therefore, too, must continue with that tradition. Where in as early, I think, 1966 to 1967, there was one gentleman called Ayot. I think currently he is a principal. I mean, he's a professor, sorry. And then 1968 to 1969, we had an Indian who was called A.S. Babu. And then after that, from 1973, 74 to 1979, we had one D.S. Desai, who was also a principal in Elizabeth. 1980 to 1983, we had Mr. M.N. Igombo, who also served this school and served it well. 1984 to 1987, we had D.P. Gage. The last three gentlemen that I've mentioned again made this school progress in all areas, in all spheres, and that is 1988 to 1985. We had one W.G. Washira, then 1985 to 2007, we had the AEO Award, and then finally 2005 to 2023, Mr. Matthew Linge was able to transform this school to what it is today, from a day school to a full boarding school, and all the new structures that we have in this institution. It was courtesy of Mr. Matthew Linge. And then I moved in and found in a well-established school that I don't have so much to do, but I will still make sure that with availability of funds, this school will definitely progress to the next level. Thank you. It is the humility of this institution and the students that we have from very humble background. These are students we have mentored and we have made them to become reliable citizens. And I think that one is in the history of this institution. We cannot say that we are up there. No, we are. This is a very humble institution, and even the students are that way, and all the stakeholders are that way. All that will have to go with the core values of a school. Before you get to the core values of a school, I think it is well known and documented that our motto is success applied. And apart from having our motto success applied, our vision is to be a model school of choice. And how can we become a model school of choice? One, we must emphasize the values of our core values, of which one of them is excellence. Excellence in whatever we do, not only in the areas of academic, but also even in co-curricular activities, even in the way we also conduct the students and all of us conduct ourselves. The other one is teamwork, something that we are going to still emphasize on. Apart from that, we allow our students to engage in what I would call critical thinking, and be in a position to embrace positive change. Besides that, I think all schools in Ofafa Jericho cannot be left out. We also emphasize on aspects of punctuality, whatever we do, hard work. Also emphasize on the fact that being a basic sponsored church, this is a God-fearing institution, and we are trying to ensure that our students are that way. In as much as again we embrace the freedom of worship, not to forget that we also have Muslims among us, and at the same time we have also Christians among us, and then the discipline of our learners, and that is why we have minimum indiscipline issues at Ofafa Jericho High School, and then commitment in whatever we do. And I said previously about humility. Something.
Open order!
Our vision currently is to have as many students as possible joining the university and also the tertiary programs. And this one is more emphasized when we're talking about the value-added progress. Value-added progress. That a student who joins this institution with the 300 marks is also able to get something like a B class, something that we also struggle in to see that one happens. The other bit is that a school is supposed to register what I always talk about, continuous improvement. Continuous improvement in all spheres, be it physical facilities, be it in terms of having high registration of students, be it in having additional facilities, even modernizing and digitalizing our institution in all spheres. Like for instance, we are exploring the possibilities of ensuring that all our stores, be it the tuition store or the kitchen store, those ones have we digitalize in terms of bookkeeping. The same case applies to our library. The same case applies to ensuring that we introduce biometric system. Even when the students are reporting to school and exiting school, they register. Message gets to the parent. I'm foreseeing a school that even with the coming of CBC, we will have a higher enrollment because of its history. That even once upon a time, I forgot to say that it had an A-level class sometimes back in the 80s. It is one of the schools that will be in a position to offer all the pathways so allowed by the CBC, and that is in 2025 when we'll be having the first cohort of the CBC team that will be joining this school in grade 10. I can say that I am seeing a school that will improve, will continue to improve in all spheres, and it will be a much sought after school by any parent or any person who is interested to have his son join a secondary school.
Welcome the media to Ofafa Jericho community. Ofafa Jericho is a nice school, a school of professionals and a school of success.
We as the Ofafa Jericho fraternity would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Wambogo Kamau and the Reverend Pauline for sacrificing all the things that they could have done today and coming to advise us as the Ofafa Jericho students. It has been a pleasure to have them here, and we would like to thank Mr. Duo, our principal, for inviting them. We'll hope to have a chance again to meet Mr. Wambogo Kamau and Reverend Pauline. Thank you.
The community allowed us. They have been very, very supportive. I can say that it's like they are our watching, and we coexist very well with all the neighbors. Like you can see on this side of the compound, the Ofafa Jericho. On one side we have Ofafa Jericho estate, and also on the other one we have another side of the Ofafa Jericho. And we have, as much as possible, tried to involve the community in the management of this institution. How? One of them is through including members of this community to the board. And we have quite a number. Actually, literally 3/4 of the members of the board are from within Ofafa Jericho community. The other bit is that we have also, particularly those with good marks, we try as much as possible also to admit their sons to this institution. Besides that, we have also employed, as members of the support staff, a number of people from this community. I think that is the only way we can show them some support, that we are together, and we will continue supporting this institution. Let me also say that even the neighboring primary school, that is Ofafa Jericho Primary School, I think as Ofafa Jericho, courtesy of serving the community, Ofafa Jericho has supplied them with water. And is quite so many whatever liters of or gallons of water per day, and you can say that we don't charge, we don't charge them, so that because the boys and girls at Ofafa Jericho are also drawn from this community, that is the only way we can give back to the community. That saving that they could have paid the water bill, possibly the primary school can use it maybe to do something.
As a boys' school, I think we are, the society have really emphasized on a girl child. And now, right now, we have a challenge of a boy child, whereby we want to encourage everybody now to embrace a boy child. Because now a boy is left to look for his own ways. But now we want now the society now to start embracing the boy child. So now we can now prevent them from these cases of mental health, suicidal cases, and they also the character formation. They are just left there. Yes.
What are
Thank you.
current students and also aspiring students who wish to join high school and also who wish to join Ofafa Jericho High School, to be specific?
I will tell even the current students that let them not lose hope. Because possibly you could be having one or two who feels that there is no employment even after completing school. I always tell them that certificate wait for them, but job cannot wait for certificate. Arm yourself with that certificate. Wait for a job. Wait for a job. And then the other advice that I can give them is that as early as even secondary school, let them identify the course that they may purpose to take in the future. If you want to become an electronic engineer or a civil engineer or an ICT guru, let it start as early as now when you are in school. And I also remind them that let them know that their future is personal. Their future is not the future of their parent. Their future is individual. And therefore they must navigate through this academic life as a person, but not as a man. I'm saying that because maybe there could be a tendency of a student here, they are discouraging others at this particular subject is hard not to crack. It is that student saying that who has a problem with that subject, and that is a different person. So nobody should negatively try to influence another. Let the student navigate his own way as a person. And then let me also remind them about the aspect of being a student in a secondary school, that indeed discipline does not pay, but discipline pays. And I always say that there is a very strong correlation between an indisciplined student and academic performance. Rarely will you find a student who attains a very good grade getting involved in elements of discipline. After all, it's only 4 years to be in a secondary school, and then you clear. To those others who are aspiring to join school, and I believe this is now the CBC cohort, because 2025, at least as stated, will not be having the Form 1s. Let them also take the pathways that they believe will lead them somewhere. And I'm happy because the CBC system is not exam oriented as such. And we look at the one's abilities and competencies and attitudes, and tell them that others before them made it, they too can also make it. Yeah. But all that can only happen if they work smart. They behave well in school. They observe school rules and regulations, and they continue to learn to love the institution. And like I always tell students that the name of Jericho will follow them throughout their life. I personally am very proud about the schools I attended. There's one school in Kirinyaga called Career Secondary School. Everywhere I write my CV, Career Secondary School must be mentioned. Jericho High School, which is also in Kirinyaga, must also be mentioned. That is why I attended my Form 5 and 6 those years. They continue to love their school because others who attended such a school, who came to this school before them, they are somewhere. Okay, indeed you are one of them. Okay, thank you.
Find most fascinating and significant.
Cut. Amekuja kulipisha
I'm camera shy, not really, but
mathematics is a must. And all the courses right now it require mathematics, C plus and above. Even the ones who become few, they don't look